Okay, so I think the really important thing to note about the law of attraction planner is it seems overwhelming. And I think that when we are faced with something new and something a little intimidating, we like immediately put up a block and it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this thing. And it's so funny because I've had so many messages from some of you guys that are literally like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do with this thing. And it's like, okay, we're adults. Like, you know, we're all like smart humans. A lot of us have even brought children into the world. Like, surely we can figure this out together. So it's definitely not scary at all. The really great thing is at the back, it actually like tells you exactly what to do. So if you go to the very back, it gives you like examples of how to fill it out, like in incredible detail, as well as the the website has all kinds of examples. There's like YouTube videos, like there is so much content out there about how to use this planner to the best of your ability. So it does take a little bit of time on your part to just like really dive into it. Of course, you can ignore all of the examples and you can ignore all of the like amazing stuff at the front and just start planning out your month and planning out your week, but you're gonna miss a big part of like the magic that this planner is, in my opinion. So what I did, like obviously I had never used this planner. I only knew one other person who was also using it, but she didn't know anything about it. So I just like carved out time about this time of year last year, and I just like opened the very first page and I just started reading and absorbing. And to be honest, most of this stuff didn't even make sense to me. Like when I was looking at this law of attraction roadmap, I was like, what the hell does this even mean? Like, I didn't even understand really the law of attraction. And then when there was like the emotional vibration scale, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was like, it was all so new to me, but I just embraced it and I committed to learning it, even if it was uncomfortable and unknown. And then, of course, at the back, like the first time I did my monthly calendar, I was like flipping back and forth looking at the example that they have in here and how to set goals properly and like what kinds of things I could put as far as my priorities and my to-do list. And I just like gained insight from the back. So like really, really just like take it upon yourself to do your own research and go through and read everything. So it takes some time. I encourage you to carve out, you know, maybe 10 minutes every morning and just like commit to it. You're going to have to, what I don't want to have happen is in like February, you guys like aren't using it or you're like, yeah, it was too overwhelming or I just don't get it. Because then you're just not taking advantage of it because it can be the tool that can change everything for you in 2020. I 100% assure you. Even my planner, my 2019 one, I didn't take full advantage of it. Like there's things now, because I was looking through it this afternoon at the beginning, that I just like skipped over and I'm like, why did I skip over that? Like that, I should have filled that out. But because I didn't really get it and I didn't take the time and I never went back to it throughout the year. So this year I'm just going to be like much more intentional and get them even more out of it this year. So let's do you guys have any questions? Like if you do have questions about this, unmute, throw it in the chat, and we'll address them. But there's a couple things that I want to point out first. So you know, there's like all these blank pages and stuff at the very front. Just use these for whatever. Like you can brain dump, you can do like some content ideas, like think about, you know, for maybe the month of January even, or over the Christmas holidays, some content that you want to create, ideas, maybe like little mini projects. Like maybe you want to get a Google form made for, you know, people who are interested in joining you that you want to have linked in your Instagram account. Well, jot that down so that it's a task that you can come back to and be like, oh yeah, that's on like my project list, something that I want to implement in the future. But also, this all does not have to do with business at all. This has helped me so much just in like my life and in my parenting. So don't focus solely on business stuff. So the Law of Attraction Roadmap, I mean, I remember a year ago reading this over and over and over again, and like following it and flipping to page 3 and being like, okay, I did that. What's next? All right, I've got to set my big goals and, create my vision board. And I just kind of like went all through it bit by bit and just started implementing it. The one thing that I absolutely love now is the emotional vibration scale that is in here. So this is something that you will refer to every month. So when the month has come to an end, you will be prompted to do like a month in review, which I'll be honest, I did skip once or twice this year because like all of a sudden it got to be like 2 weeks into the next month and I was like, oh, I just don't want to go back and do my month in review. But otherwise, I consistently did that like month in review. That's at just the end of each month in the planner. And I loved it. It really, like, I think too often we just are going through the emotions and we're like, next. Okay, September's over. Now it's October. Okay, October, November, December. And we're never like reflecting back on anything in our life and like what worked well, what didn't work well, what did I learn, what did I do that was amazing. Like taking that time to really think about that kinds of things can help you so much as you move into the future. And it talks about the emotional vibration scale, like where were you during the month, like where did you feel like you spent the most time in the emotional vibration scale. And I lost it. The thing is, when it comes to like, manifesting, when it comes to like wanting certain things to happen for us in the future, whether you're like, I want to be, a 5-star diamond coach. I want to be earning $1,000 a week. I want to find our dream home. I want to find the man of my dreams. Like whatever it is that you are manifesting, you can't manifest these things if you are in like a low emotional vibration. You can't. Like the universe will not give you what you want. It's like impossible. So that's why I always say like this business, you won't get to where, let me say this right. You won't, like, for instance, let's say I want to be a top coach. I don't want to be like number one coach at all. I don't. But if I did, I can't get there where I am right now. I have to become a different person in order to manifest that. Does that make sense? So if you are like living in this like frustrated, angry, blame, depressed, negative, if that's kind of like where your world sits for the most part, just kind of like, like everything happens to me and I'm so tired and my kids are awful and my husband's pissing me off and I can't get nothing happens for me. I've been posting consistently for a month and nobody's reaching out and I've followed 20 new people a day and I don't get any new followers and I've invited 10 people this week and like if that's like your vibration, like I can give you all the advice. I can sit and listen. Anybody can sit and listen, but you will never get what you want when you're in that. Like, does that make sense? And it's true. You won't. Think about when you are like feeling your like highest vibration, when you're like, oh my gosh, like everything feels so good right now. Everything's going my way. And then it's like, oh, and another thing is going my way. And like, it just seems like things are flowing and they're coming to you and everything feels so great. That's because you're in like an abundant state and the universe is like, yeah, okay, here, you also want this, you want this, and you're open. And that's when you can manifest things. If you're going like back and forth, it's better than living in that like shitty vibration. But in order to really get what we all want in life and in this business, we have to get up into like past the hopeful, into like the enthusiasm and the bliss. That's where everything happens. And this planner, like, it sounds so dorky, but this planner really will help you get into that higher state of vibration. So I love that it gives you some things that you can do. Like if you feel like you are always kind of in this like blame emotional vibration, which is like feeling discouraged, worried, doubtful, disappointed, if that's kind of where you feel like you are, there's like affirmations that you can say to yourself every single morning. I would be writing those. Well, personally, I would be writing them on the bottom of your tracker. That's where I always write affirmations. You can write them, in your journal, whatever. But then there's also steps that you can take every single day to help you if that's the emotional vibration that you're in. So I won't read them obviously, but it just gives you some action steps that you can take. And then as you move out of that into like a higher vibration, into like, let's say, hopeful, where you're feeling more content, there's affirmations for that. And then there's also different like tasks and action items that you can do for being in that state of a vibration. So I think this stuff is really, really helpful in every single area of your life. So I wanted to point that out because I think that's a really, really big part of it. One thing that I was going to have us do until I asked some of you guys what you wanted help with tonight was on page 16. So it's all about like awareness and self-discovery. This is something that I really do want you all to spend a lot of time on. And Melissa, I know you don't have this, but I'm happy to like take a screenshot of it for you. And then you could just use these questions in your journal as like journal prompts, because I think this will really kind of set you up for 2020 and get your focus and like your vision of how you want things to go and how you want things to look like. So again, really in detail, but just take time with it. Like get some colored pens, Robin, I love my colored markers. So, have fun with it and make it pretty if you want. The next page on page 18 is goal setting. And then there's this little map here. So Michelle, my coach Michelle, is doing a vision board call the first week in January. She always does it every year. It's like everybody creates a vision board on this team call, which is always really great. For me personally, vision boards, I have like a love-hate relationship with them because for me, I hate doing anything creative, but I also like the thought of cutting out things and using glue or tape is like nauseating to me. And then what's even worse is doing something online, like on Canva. Like, I hate stuff like that. I hate it. So I hated vision boards for like the first couple of years of this business. I'm like, I don't want to do either one of those things, like online creativity or like paper and scissors and glue. Like, no, thank you. So then when I found this planner, I was like, this is amazing. This can be like my vision board. So what I did last year, which I loved, is I used page 18 and 19. And what I did first, so you can see mine here, is I listed all of my 50 goals. So it's like you're supposed to write out 50 goals, not that you necessarily want to have happen next year. They can be like in 10 years from now. And all you do is just put like, I then went with a marker after and put like 5 year, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months. And I went through and just like sectioned them all off. So there's like simple things. Like I wanted to get team shirts made last year. Well, I did that. I also wanted to be in a test group for a beach party program. I was. So it's actually really crazy. Like I put renovate kitchen. Well, we haven't done that yet, but that'll be going back on here. Like work less, earn more. I achieved that this year. Buy Will his dream truck. He got his dream truck. I got my dream car. Like, so some things did end up happening. But then what I did is I took it a step further on the vision board call is I then put it in the section. So there's like spiritual, health, personal growth. And then I just like moved each one over into the section so that I can really like get a good look and it's all out there for me. So family goals, career, business. So this is like my vision board, but for some reason for me, words and sentences have way more power than a picture of like a palm tree. Like
What?
you know, I can talk about like going on a dream vacation, but like a picture of a palm tree, it doesn't resonate with me. I don't know. So
You're not it's on diet.
visually, if you guys want to do like a visual vision board, you can, or you can just kind of do what I did. I found this super helpful. Okay, and then like the next couple pages after that are really in depth too. Also on this like little fold out, you could actually create a vision board on here. If you wanted to do like a cutout, pictures, images, things, you could do it on here and then you have it, right? Because then the other thing is, well, where the heck do you put your vision board after you've made it? Well, it stays in your planner and you can flip it open every single day. So that's really cool too. Okay, so from the feedback I received from some of you guys was that you really wanted to kind of like, how do you plan a week out? Like when you sit down on, you know, Saturday or Sunday, like how do you plan your week out effectively? So that's what we're going to do. So I know that it might kind of screw up the flow of your planner. Hopefully that doesn't stress you out too much, because if you're planning on starting your planner in January, you'll have to use up one of your week's worth right now, but it'll be okay. This would stress me out too, I'll be honest. I'm just going to mute everybody. So let's do that. So let's flip to your first week and we will plan out your next week. And then what we can even do is like before January starts, I could even do like a live video in our team page and you guys could come on and I could like walk you through how to plan out the month. Then I don't know if I'll be able to like fit in a team call in between like Christmas and New Year's, but I can always come in live and like basically like do a live of planning out the month so that you guys can get started in January as well. So we all have our month out in front of us and there's lots of stuff here. So time blocks are from 5 until 10 p.m., which I love, Sunday through Saturday. So usually I will start to plan out my new week either on like Friday, like sometimes Friday nights I will do that because I don't do anything else, or Saturdays I will plan it because I really like to have Sunday already planned by the time it comes to be Sunday. And then you'll see like a spot for your goal of the week, which was something that I never used to think about. Like, well, what was my goal for the week? And another thing that I love is the reward if achieved. So this helped me a lot last year when I was like really trying to hone in on our budget, because I was very much like, if I wanted to buy something new, I would just like go get it. And instead I took this planner like really seriously. And I was like, okay, so let's say I wanted to go like order a new pair of tights from Lululemon. I would be like, that's going to be my reward this month. And I would put that on like, because each month you set a reward too for hitting your goal. So I would put my reward like new pair of Lululemon pants. So I wasn't like mindlessly spending anymore either through the months, because I was like, nope, I'm not buying that thing. And then if I thought of something else I wanted, like, oh, I want some new oils, it's like, okay, that will be next month's. I'll put that on next month's calendar. So I was able to really help with like mindless spending too. And then it goes through like this week's priorities. And then what I always found is really strange is that right here it says this week's priorities, and then down here it says to-do list, which I feel like is the same type of thing. So what I actually do is, I don't know if you can see it, but like how it's like really small little squares on the to-do list. I put like M for Monday, and then T for Tuesday, W for Wednesday, TH for Thursday, etc. And I put in like my dinners that I'm going to be making. So it's like a little mini meal plan for the week. It's like very easy, like M, spaghetti, T, tacos, Wednesday, leftovers, like just like super, super simple, but it's like right there. And I'm utilizing that space instead of writing it somewhere else. And then the positive habit maker, to be honest, I don't ever do anything with that because I'm already doing those things. But I think it's great for somebody who maybe isn't in like our world of like working out and like, meditating or personal development, that kind of stuff. So personally, I don't need to come in here every day and check off my exercise or my gratitude because I'm doing that stuff anyways. But then this bottom part, I love. So down here, I do a lot of different things down here. Most often is I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'll drop my content creation ideas. So I will say, okay, Monday I want to do a CTA, and Thursday I want to do a CTA. Tuesday I'm going to post a transformation. Wednesday I should maybe do something about nutrition. Friday I'll probably do like a lifestyle mom something rather. Maybe Saturday I'm not going to do anything. Sunday I'll do a meal planning tip. So in like 45 seconds, I have just quickly now have a great idea of my post content that I'm going to be doing for the week. So then when next week comes and I'm like, okay, it's Monday, shit, I need to do a CTA. Okay, I need to create a CTA. I'll do it about Bar Blend. And then Tuesday, I need a transformation. I could use mine, or I have a whole team, as we all do, of people who have transformations. I might ask one of them if I can use their transformation. So it just makes things very, very simple because it's all out in front of me. And then I love too how it has a goal for each day of the week. So just like a focus. So I won't necessarily fill that in ahead of time, but let's say today is Monday morning, let's say. I'm going to think, okay, what is my focus for today? Like, what's my goal? Maybe it's to be present with my family. Maybe it's to connect with 5 new women. Maybe it's to meal prep and grocery shop. Maybe it's to be off social media all day, like whatever your goal is for the day. And then there's like a present. Do you guys see where the present is? I never could really figure out what that was, but I actually think it's like birthdays. So if it's anybody's birthday, you could just jot it down. I think that's what that's for. I don't know, could be anything, but I think it's for a birthday. But actually what I do is I write my workout in there. Whatever workout I'm going to be doing, I put it in there. Because especially when I'm doing a program that has like some like Morning Meltdown 100, for instance, this was really helpful because if I was going to be doing like body flow or whatever it was called, I didn't want to be wearing like my shorts and tight ass sports bra. I could wear like my yoga pants and a cute little sports bra because I'm not going to be doing crazy cardio. Like, so it would always help me in what I needed to wear for the day. So silly stuff, but it just like helps my whole week out. And then of course your priorities for the day, which again, sometimes I'll do that morning. I'll look and be like, okay, today is Thursday. What are my priorities for today? Okay, I work tomorrow, so I've got to prep my food for tomorrow, and I need to pack the kids up to go to the in-laws, which is realistically what I did today. So just like figuring out what your priorities are. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now for a little bit. But what I want you guys to do is you can start however you want to start. What I do when I'm planning out the month first is I block out my important things. So for instance, the time that is very sacred to me is from about 5 a.m. until 7 a.m., give or take. So I will block out, I use colors, and I'll just put an arrow from 5 till 7, and then I'll write in there PD and workout. So personal development and workout. And I block that out for every day that I can. Obviously, the days that I work at the hospital, I can't do that. I can't block that time out because I'm gone. So I'll show you quickly. I don't even know if you guys can see, but you'll see like PD workout, PD workout, PD workout. Like I actually work, so I can't do that. That day I worked here. So I just kind of like do arrows. So for the days that I'm at work, a 12-hour shift, and like I'm not doing anything when I'm there. But if you have if you are working a job, but you've got like an hour lunch break, you can carve out your lunch break and, well, what are you going to do during your lunch break? And I'm not saying you have to go work the business, but like, what could you do during your 1 hour lunch break? Could you read a good book? Could you do a 5-minute meditation? Could you go for a walk? Like, start to notice the gaps in your day where you actually could be fitting in some things for yourself or for the business, whatever, wherever you are at. And then same within the evening, I will block out evenings where I'm not going to be working, where I don't have team calls. So just like start playing around with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have to cross things out, it's fine. I do that all the time. And yeah, so really just think about next week. What are your priorities? Like, when I say this week's priorities, like, what are the to-dos for next week? Like, what do you need to get done? For instance, this week on mine, I had prep for team call because I had to prep for the team call at some point this week. I didn't prep for it, I'll be honest. This is it. This is me prepped. I have to pay my business taxes, so I wrote that down. I need to write in one of my kids' journals. I wrote that down. Like, I just write down like random stuff. Like, at the beginning of the week, it was like meal plan. On Monday, I needed to meal plan for the week because I didn't do that on the weekend. Okay, so let's just get to work. I will just kind of see where we're at in like 5-10 minutes. And if you have questions, unmute or just put them in the comments. And this will also help you to get like really organized in the basement, in the business, as far as like team calls, right? You'll know when all the team calls are, and go ahead and look at the calendar that's in Abundance Nation, and also look at the calendar that's in Fitnik Nation. so that you can know when Michelle's calls are and Michelle's power hours if you want to get on those too, and then get them all scheduled in for the week. And then, like, another thing that I do is I figure out each day, when am I going to work this business? Like, where's my business hours in my day? And some days, like, tomorrow, for instance, when I work a 12-hour shift, well, they're going to be scarce, but they will happen. I get breaks. So I'll plan out, on my breaks, well, I can do these two things, during my first break. And I can do, these two things when I get home at 8 p.m. if I feel like I need to. But on other days, like, where are you working your business? Does a lot of your business happen early in the morning? Then block that out, and don't just assume that you'll fit these things in. If they're not on your calendar, if they're not blocked out, you won't do them. And this will also prevent you from feeling like you're working this business all day long, because you shouldn't feel that way, and you don't have to. So if you've got like that family time blocked off and the business time blocked off, and also time for you, like, when are you just going to sit with a book or have a bath or go for a walk? Like, you have to put those things in there too.
Megan, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you comes to like doing your week out, do you also put like your husband's schedule in this too? Or is this personally, like, is this like a family, or this is just you?
This is just me.
Okay.
It's just me. I guess I will put like my son's hockey on here sometimes, but we have a calendar on our fridge.
Same with us. I have a big wall calendar. I have one on my phone. I just didn't know if this is somewhere I need to stick that, or this is just for me. Because it's very easy to me to stick what everybody else needs in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, you know what I mean.
I think if you've got your family on another calendar, I would really just like utilize this for yourself. And like,
Okay.
it just shows how often we're like, oh, but I need to take care of everyone else but myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is just you. So like, pour into you for this. That's what I would suggest.
Okay. I just need permission to do that.
Yes. This is like all about Michelle.
Perfect. I like it. Thanks.
Do you put your bills in here too?
My bills? Like,
bills that come certain days.
Sorry, say that again.
Just like your bills that come out certain days, like you've got that somewhere.
Well, I don't have anything that comes out automatically.
Oh, really?
No.
Not even your car payment or anything?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those.
Like
Um,
your power bill, your internet?
yeah, I suppose. That's also on my big calendar. We have like, I guess like our insurance, car payments and stuff. But as far as like my household bills, I pay as they come, like internet and stuff. I don't have that like automatically set up, but yeah, you're right. Like insurance and whatnot, I have it on like our big calendar. But if
I wonder if
this
I
is
should
your
have one.
own, like if this is your only one, then yeah, put it on for
Well, it's not
sure.
my only one because we know me, and there's one here.
Cool.
There's just one to wake up to.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And then I think
mean, you can't do it wrong as long as it's like if it makes you feel better having it on here because this is where you would like, do your
I carry this
budgeting.
everywhere. It's my Bible. Like I carry this thing everywhere with a pencil in it. It comes everywhere with me.
Yeah. So
So
maybe you should
I
have it
think,
on there.
okay, thanks.
Yeah. I find this like so therapeutic. Like this is like one of my most favorite things to do. I hope you guys are getting joy out of it. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Anybody want to share how they're, if it's going well, if it's like difficult?
I find
I
it so
love
satisfying because I'm a hairstylist, so I write in all my appointments, and then the whole morning is just blocked off for me, which is so important. I find it's hard to get all the stuff in. Like Megan, you've been just like such an inspiration to keep trying to do it, because it makes me feel good. So I really do like the fact that these planners give you hour by hour to mark down everything that you should be doing for yourself throughout the run of a day. So I can see where I can't be doing that. But it's like you have to do it because that's your only time to do it. And you see that. So I like the visual of it a lot.
Yeah. And I think it just gives you a really good insight into like, I mean, so often we tell ourselves like, well, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. But it's like, okay, well, what are you doing from the hours of 6 until 9 p.m.? Like, what are you doing? Odds are like it might not be anything like really like earth shattering and it's wasted time, right? Or, like once my kids go to bed at 7:30 or 8, like, well, what am I doing for an hour then? Well, why wouldn't I like I actually will write in like I'll schedule out like a bubble bath. Like tonight I am having a bubble bath. Like I'm going to read my book and I'm going to have a bath. And meanwhile, I've always told myself, I'm too busy. I don't have time to like take that time for myself. Well, I was probably like effing around on my phone, scrolling when I could have been doing something for myself or meeting a friend for a walk in the evening or working my business, like whatever it is that you need to get done. There is time, right? It's just, oh my gosh, Emily, you got a couple puppies there. See them all jumping around. That's why I love it. It just is like, and before this planner, I used to think I had to work this business all the time and that I couldn't like unplug. There wasn't time for me to put my phone away. Now it's like, well, there is actually, I can from 3:30 till 7 o'clock, I can say that's my no phone zone and I can block that out. Done. Will life fall apart? No, it won't. And then in the evening, if I need to pick up my phone for an hour or half an hour, I can block that in. And like, I'm going to work from 8 till 8:30. And then I'm going to have a bath from 8:30 until 9. And then I'm going to be in bed by 9. Like, it's simple. We're just not taking advantage of our time. Yeah. Anything else come up? Any like good stuff? It's all just like takes so much practice and this isn't supernatural for most people, but the more you keep doing it week after week after week, and I find like when it comes to time for a new month, that can sometimes be a little overwhelming for me because there's a lot of information that goes on like the month calendar. But again, I've just like I have fun with it and I color code it and I write affirmations and I really get clear on like what my desired goals are for this month. And it's not always like to hit Success Club and to recruit 5 new coaches. Like this week it was, or this month it was, I put in like one of my desired goals was less yelling and more joy with the kids. And then I have to come up with 5 action steps for that. So I love how it like breaks it down. It's like, okay, so if I want to yell less and find more joy with my kids, what are my action steps going to be? Okay, like I need to like really think about how I can put that into action. And like it just really makes you think more instead of being like, yeah, I want to yell less at my kids. Great. Well, how are you going to change that? What are you going to do about it? So you put that into any goal, like any goal, business goal, life goal, career goal, whatever. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful. I mean, we could just literally work on our planner for the next 4 hours, but I'm very open to doing this like at any time. We can do like the weekly stuff or the monthly stuff, or we can even dive into some of like the heavier stuff that's at the very beginning. and just even to hold each other accountable, because odds are if we didn't have this call tonight, none of us would have sat with our planner for 45 minutes, right? So there is some power to that. And even if it's just 20 minutes that we hold each other accountable for every once in a while, and just dive into this stuff. So, but any questions, please feel free to let me know.
Super helpful. Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome. Okay, bye guys.